Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, Booked with Juby. If you're new here, I am a Canadian girly who loves to yap about books. If you're not, welcome back. And today we're diving into the latest read that I did, which is The Ghostwriter by Julie Clark. This was one of my most anticipated reads in the past few months. I've been so excited to get into this one, and it did not disappoint. If you love a twisty, emotional thriller that's filled with family secrets, unreliable narrators, and then a chilling sense of mystery, this one absolutely delivers. And of course, this is a spoiler-free review as always, so let's get to it. Okay, so what is The Ghostwriter all about? Well, this book goes between past and present. We open the book in June of 1975, and one night the Taylor family is shattered because two of the teenage siblings have been found dead in the home, with the third remaining alive, and his name is Vincent. Now, Vincent now lives under this cloud of suspicion that he might be the one who killed them. The tragedy becomes the stuff of legend in this California town. And especially after Vincent's horror book career takes off, even more suspicion is placed on him. And then decades later, we meet Olivia Dumont, a ghostwriter who has spent her whole life keeping one big secret. She is Vincent Taylor's daughter. But when her career and finances start to crumble, she gets an offer she can't refuse to ghostwrite her father's final book. What she doesn't realize is that this isn't just another horror novel. It's actually Vincent's confession about the truth of what really happened that night in 1975. So this book is super emotional, super twisty, and you have a lot of different POVs and a lot of pieces of the puzzle that end up coming together at the end. It was so much fun to read. Okay, so what works about The Ghostwriter and why did I like it so much? Well, this story, it hooked me from page one. It's really dark. It's super layered, and it's not just a suspense mystery, but it's also an emotional book. There's a lot of grief and family dynamics and, uh, you know, family relationships and digging into the past and trying to move on with your life and always having this secret hanging over you. So I really liked that a lot about the book. This is my first Julie Clark book, and I'm definitely going to pick up some more by her because I genuinely loved every second of this book so much. She did a really good job of blending the suspense and emotion, like I said. And by the end of the book, I couldn't decide if I wanted to hug or scream at these characters because they're so layered. Things I really enjoyed about the book, I really liked that it had multiple POVs. I also liked that we had multiple timelines. I loved going back in the past and then also having present, but also multiple different characters with different testimonies and different POVs, which makes it for a very interesting story, if you ask me. I'm always down for family dynamics. Anything that's like generational drama, trauma, I'm here for it. I want all of it. And then this one was a very interesting father-daughter bond. You can tell that there's love there. However, there's also a lot of hurt because, there's dealing with drugs and depression and like secrecy. They've had this big secret and spotlight on them for their whole lives. This kind of was a slow burn. I say it's more of a mid burn, but it also very quickly develops into twisty turny parts where it keeps you hooked and wanting to keep reading the next chapter. I read this one pretty quick, maybe like 2 days or something, just because how interesting I liked it was. But honestly, overall, I gave it a solid, I'm going to give it a 5. I loved it so much. It could be a 4.5 if I want to be picky, but I'm not going to be because I'm a rater that I'm like, if I genuinely enjoyed the story and had a great time, you deserve a 5 from me. And this one, it deserves a 5. Okay, friends, that is my full spoiler-free review of The Ghostwriter by Julie Clark. Is this on your TBR or have you already read it? Please let me know in the comments. And as always, if you have any other book suggestions for me, please leave me a comment so I can add it to my growing TBR, which only gets bigger and bigger by the day, but that's okay. and I'd love to hear your thoughts. And as always, if you haven't already hit the subscribe button, please make sure you subscribe and hit that like button. It helps me out so, so much. And you can find me here on YouTube once a week. I'm also on Shorts. I'm on Instagram and on TikTok, Booked with Juby. I love you all so, so much, and happy reading. Bye.